Wifey broke her silence, tried to seduce me, and is scrambling to find an apartment now. The fact that this was predicted so well by so many people here is kind of frightening. But it only seems to prove what a big stereotype Wifey is. After roughly a week of the silent treatment from her, Wifey couldn't keep it up anymore and started love bombing. She even tried to make me dinner and get me drunk. I told her while she was cooking that I wouldn't touch anything she made. For one, she's a terrible cook. And secondly, I don't trust her not to put something in the food. She made overcooked hamburgers and I didn't touch them or the alcohol provided. I mean, the beer was already opened. She cried and said I was being mean by not eating her food, and I coldly said it was because I can't trust her anymore. She retorted that it wasn't like she'd cheated on me or anything. I said back that she may as well have cheated since her mother was always more important to her than me, the man she married. You can't keep a marriage by treating your spouse as secondary. Wifey changed the subject by breaking down crying again and begged that if I stopped the divorce, we could get the marriage counseling I'd wanted and she'd never try to have her mother live with us. I told her it was far too late. She had her chance and blew it badly. She already made it very clear where she'll always stand. In the past 2 years, she made no effort to get better and only acted nicer in public. Why would I want to stay in that sort of toxic relationship? She had to answer truthfully for once and admitted that she likely would have left me if I'd done the same stuff to her. But she still kept trying to convince me not to divorce and that we could work it out. I had to just walk away and go into the office again. Wifey didn't stop and even tried to initiate intimacy multiple times. She walked around the house in lingerie a lot, and even my favorite of wearing nothing but lacy apron. She hasn't done that for me since our honeymoon, even when I asked. She tried touching me in places, running her fingers in my hair, and getting on her knees to try to entice me. I didn't take her bait and stonewalled. She ended up gaslighting me with the "am I not good enough" line. I told her she used to be, but I just can't see her that way anymore. Wifey left me alone to hit the bottle hard after I said that, and she wound up puking in the kitchen. I wouldn't put it past her to try and baby trap or frame me at this point. I even lock the door when I sleep, and I've installed a hidden camera in the room. I want out of this house, but I can't leave yet until I can get into my new place. Wifey later doubled down while sobbing when nothing was working on me and begged again that I don't go through with the separation and divorce. But I've already found an apartment that'll be vacant sometime in early to mid-March. I've also notified all of the utilities of the change as well. Wifey's now freaking out even more because now she has to find an apartment for herself right away. I don't really care where she'll end up. I'm just happy I'll be free of this house soon. I've also made sure not to tell her where my upcoming apartment is located. And she's tried to get that info out of me 3 times already. As soon as my new apartment is ready, I'll start moving stuff in. I'll be taking the bed from the guest room when I go. I paid for it after all, and it'll be easier to move since it's a queen size, and what's in the master bedroom is a king. I'm a light sleeper, so having a comfortable bed is a must. My wife can have the bulk of the furniture. She can either leave it for the next tenant or she can sell it. I don't care anymore. The apartment I'll be moving into is a 1-bedroom. The previous tenant left it in a sorry state, so it needs some remodeling. But I picked that specific one because not only will the rent be far cheaper than the house, I'll be much closer to my job. Like, I could walk or bike to work from there, and I just might. I haven't ridden a bike in years because I never could get Wifey to. Yet another thing she's held me back from. So when I move out, one of the first things I'm going to do is buy a bike. Edit to clarify, Wifey's the only one who's been drinking. I've avoided it for a while now. Edit 2. I've gotten many comments from people judging me from this post alone. I've not been acting this way for no reason. Read my prior posts to see what I dealt with that led to this. Edit 3. To explain what happened with my bike situation. Wifey hates bikes. She never wanted to ride with me, and that made me slowly lose interest. And then she threw out my old bike without asking me. I wasn't very mad because it was in bad shape, but it's on me for never replacing it. I acknowledge that. Still not sure what bike I want yet. Either street MTB, classic road bike, or a fixie.
On to the update.
Know me, plus small update. To those who've been supportive of my situation, I deeply thank you all. It's the advice that I've gotten from so many of you that helped me push through this. To those who kept telling me I'm an idiot, or some derogatory statement for filing for divorce, that I'm making a huge mistake, or that my wife loves me and I should give her another chance. Kindly shut the hell up. None of you have lived with this woman, or her mother. They were both very different people before I married my wife. You only judged me on her love-bombing behavior from my last post. But she's a talented actress. She spent 3 years acting, then took her mask off after ensnaring me at the altar for a marriage that was for her convenience. So an act was all her love-bombing was. She doesn't love me. She loves the financial security of being married to me. She loved ordering me to do what she wanted with my money. She made renting this damn house a hill to die on. She practically ordered me to buy all the new furniture. And Mill was constantly testing the waters to see what she could get me to do. She practically ordered me to buy her a new phone as some sort of power move, and then flipped out when I refused. Then stole and sold my collection to get that new phone as a stupid attempt at revenge that backfired badly for her. And to those calling me stupid for filing for divorce or getting my Mill arrested over old keys, you can really shut the hell up. This wasn't just about the keys. It was just the last straw. Those keys are not worthless. Granted, they don't have value like vintage jewelry, but some of those keys are actually worth hundreds on their own. And having more of the same brand of key like Sargent's and Reading Hardware, their values stack. It's by no means a worthless collection. And even if it was, it wouldn't matter because it has value to me. And to all those upset over me using the word wifey too much, I get it. But just saying my wife didn't feel right anymore because this woman is only my wife on paper now. I also have never once called my wife wifey in person. That's exclusively on Reddit. I'll possibly replace wifey with SCBex or something later. But the separation doesn't start till I move out. And calling her wifey isn't nearly as bad as the nicknames some other people have come up with for their exes or Mills on this site. I was tempted to call Mill something like Grabby Gabby, and tempted to call my wife something like Mommy's Girl or Mini Mia, but I didn't. I just said wifey, which feels far less insulting than any of those other things, and easy to understand who I'm talking about. I agree I used it too much, but lived through what I've lived through with her, and I think you might be inclined to say something similar. I was asked if I've had several past failed relationships. Sorry to disappoint, but no, my wife was my first. We met on a blind date set up by friends. My wife was my first date, first girlfriend, first to hold hands with, first kiss, first in bed with. She admitted to having had 2 prior boyfriends that she had been intimate with, and I had zero issue with that. I fell in love, and we moved in together after 2 years of dating, and I proposed. Then we got married on year 3. But right after the honeymoon, my wife's mask came off. She became demanding, controlling, always seemed to put her mother first, and acted like a bratty teenager at home. I tried to have a frank discussion with her many times about various things, but I basically got talked to the hand as she always brushed me off. It became her way, or the highway. So I'm taking the highway, and for those wondering about the case against my Mill, it's still open. And even if I wanted to drop charges, which I don't, Mill sold stolen property. So I'll probably be seeing her in court in a few months. Mill hasn't dared to come near the house since I had her arrested. I have put up more hidden cameras. First one in the bedroom I sleep in, and the other in the office I spend much of my time. And I repositioned the living room camera. I haven't cooked anything in the house since wifey came back from the motel. I've been mostly surviving off canned and store food, the store food being things like salads and roast chicken. And I only use disposable plastic utensils. I also eat at my best friend's house a fair bit. Now on to something new. I notice no one has asked what my friends think about all this. Well, my best friend and his wife are pretty much 100% on my side. They were there to see how my wife and Mill treated me these past 2 years. I've also got several more friends, men and women, who know what's going on, and they have sided with me. This even includes formerly mutual friends who stopped hanging out with my wife some time ago after they saw what she was really like. However, all of them aren't getting involved. Some wanted to, but I didn't want to make my problem into their problem too. Only my best friend is somewhat involved, and other than advising me to go to Reddit, he's just been helping by storing my stuff till I can move. My wife does seem to have some friends on her side. However, she only says this to me. I've not seen or heard from any of them, nor do I feel inclined to snoop. It'll only become my problem if flying monkeys get involved. My Mill has no friends. Even my wife confirms this. So, she's basically her mother's best friend.
As always, what do you think? Would you have eaten the food? Trusted OOP's soon-to-be ex. Do you think OP is being too paranoid? Do you know, OP? Well, that's all for now, folks. 2 more videos to go, involving mothers and funerals. Turn back in tomorrow for the next update regarding someone's funeral. This is Petty Honest signing off for now. Meow. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Don't forget to leave your honest thoughts in the comment section below. We love a good juicy thought.